I mean, it's just what a and it doesn't get any easier. But I have never been handed in my 19 years here such a stretch of games. I mean, I kept trying to keep the team faithful, but I mean, it started with at Virginia Tech and at Notre Dame on the road. Right, we didn't get to come home. We had an 8 o'clock game and then a noon game on Sunday, so there's no reason to come home in a blizzard. Right. We survive it, but we don't get any wins. We come home and have a spectacular performance against NC State. We go to Carolina and kind of blow the first quarter, although they played really well, and then played, 2 quarters of the best basketball of the year and didn't have a win. So to keep the team in it, to keep them faithful, to have them not doubting was a lot of work, but they knew they deserved it. They knew they'd been working hard. We were so much better than we were 2 weeks ago, and that's where these two, I thought they were just so special. Special players made special plays tonight on both ends, but these two were controlling the game. And there's a lot of pressure, I'm sure, on Shy. She's going to say no. Jada also played at Duke. I played at Duke. I mean, there was a little bit of emotion there, but Shy is just a gamer in big moments. But for Julia to hit those threes, she's been stroking it, sharing the ball, human press break. I think there were a couple moments there where we got a little foggy, but we had our timeouts left. And at Carolina, we had to burn them, and here at home, they were playing so smart and so well that we had enough timeouts left to save us, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So that's when your guards are controlling the game, and the coach doesn't have to burn a timeout, and you need them at the end because you're exhausted. And we used them, and really that 3 seconds, getting it over in 3 seconds was a big moment. That's when I knew we were going to win.
Questions?
I have a question for each of the players. Shy, I mean, when people are playing against their former team, it can go one of two ways. Obviously some people really struggle and some people just have big days. Can you just talk us through the day? What was it like waking up today knowing that you're going to play Duke? And then, Julia, I heard you say on the court that you guys were playing for Shy and that you wanted Duke to see that they lost a special player. Can you both talk about that?
Yeah, I could start. Honestly, it was like Coach K was saying, a lot of emotion and stuff like that, but I kind of just treated this like any other game. Just confident. My team had my back, and I just feel like it was a really special win for us.
Julia.
Yeah, playing your next team, I mean, I know how it feels. You want to, make your team, feel you, like you lost a good player. And, I really feel for Shaw with that. So I knew, Shaw was going to be that player today. And I made sure that me and the team had her back on that. We here with you, you ever watch the movie Swagger? That's what they did. And they made sure, we're going to get her the ball. We're going to let you know, you lost a good player, and she's amazing. And she's just, as soon as she got towards the system and knew everything, she was more vocal. And that's what we had to do. We had to be patient with Shy. She's just a spark. Just amazing.
Shy, I saw that you hugged, Kara and some of the players on your way out. What is that like? I mean, was that emotional at all to face them?
Yeah, very emotional. I mean, they're my former teammates, and I mean, it's love always. It's a game of basketball, It's just being a competitor. So, I mean, when I saw them in a different jersey, it's just like, yeah, I have love for you guys, but you guys are my opposition, and I'm going at you guys. So after the game, we're friends and we're cool, but, when it's in the ball game, it's business.
Thank you.
Questions?
Hi, Coach. So, again, Shy had an amazing game today, 17 points. 18 in the last two, and also five threes today and against UNC. So what has she kind of brought to this program since transferring from Duke, and what is kind of the development?
Well, I think Leah hit it on the head. I think it takes a while to understand the timing of some of our looks. And then Shy was coming over to me a little bit. Leah was coming over to me during the game and giving me ideas. So that's when we're really getting it, and it's taken a little bit longer than it should have. But we have a lot of important people that are in their first year here. I mean, a lot of important people are in their first year here. And I know I talked to Kara before the game, and she said her team's pretty young. And I was like, young, old, how many years have you played for the coach? That's really college basketball right now. So we have a lot of important people that are in their first or second year for us. And so I thought for her to sort of evolve in the last couple of games and understand, and then come over and give me some ideas, it's boosting her confidence. But, I mean, she's also just shooting the ever-living mud out of the ball right now. She's having a heck of a stretch right now and hard to guard her, What does shooting mud out of the ball mean? Nothing. No idea.
Coach, how do you go about delegating, or you Sue, how do you guys go about delegating who has the hot hand and not stepping over somebody's toes and just keep being involved between each other? In terms of is that something you go about with Coach or Leo or Shai? Do you guys who dedicates who's gonna get
they know. They know who's hot. And they'll say, move Shai off the ball, let me run the point, and then get Jazz a shot. Leah came over, get Jada, in what we call a super gap. So that's when we're really connected and playing together.
Okay, I want to ask about Jada. There was one little stretch there toward the end where she had a couple of really big defensive plays. Yeah, back to back.
Yeah, and a huge offensive rebound.
I remember that.
Yeah, Jada and Z, I thought, were just really battling in the paint. And, I thought, Duke, amazing program, great coach. They were trying to post up our guards. And so it was the Jadas and the Jazzes and the Zs and the Kylas that were helping the guards as they were fighting. And we didn't give the guards any technique. We said, figure it out, fight, but your teammates are going to help you. And I thought when Shai got in foul trouble and Duke was going right at her to try to post her up, her teammates really had her back.
Katie, it was 54.
Go for it, Bill.
Oh, it was 54-43. I think Duke was inbound in full court, and Leah was covering, and the ball went out of bounds by a bench.
Mm-hmm.
And Leah had a little banter with the official, and you burst out laughing. What was that about?
I told them I worked too hard, 3-hour practice on that play. They did not give me that. I mean, she's a tough point guard, and I was giving her props and telling her
You got
keep
Coach
going.
laughing too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, because I really respect her. Meier, she's really an awesome competitor, and she kind of knew it was off her, and so I was like, well, just coach speak. But she was being very playful. She was, she's a great competitor, great player. I don't want to tell you what I said.
Nice talking to you last night.
Yeah, nice talking.
I know the two of you spoke about what this game means to you, but Coach, what is the feeling behind this game and this win? I mean, this is the first win against Duke since 2019, so what does it mean to you?
Whatever. We needed to win a game. In the ACC, it just keeps coming. It's this year, and I say it every year, but I know there were some upsets today too that aren't upsets. Carolina lost at Virginia, right? That's not an upset. It's just not. So people are playing really well at home. We played really well on the road. When you have an opportunity to get a win, you better get it. Because you don't know. This Duke team is amazing. They were unbelievable the last time they played at Florida State. We had to do a lot on the defensive end to slow them down. But the biggest thing we didn't do is turn it over too much. And they need steals, and they only had 5. And that was a big part of our game plan. Our defensive game plan started with our offensive decisions and choices, and we controlled the game. It was okay that it was going to be 60 to 50. We wanted it like that because Duke can just really fly.
Sue.
You mentioned that Duke versus Florida State game. What did you tell your team going into this one, coming against a team that had just dominated on offense and defense?
That you had to be mature on the offensive end. You can't just drive in there and think that you're going to get a foul call because Duke defends the paint in transition. The entire Duke team is in the paint, and we had to hit some threes. But their defensive game plan really does start on your offensive maturity. It really does. So, we got running, and we were running. We liked our looks, great. We had some early threes, make them miss, and we were going to do those. But then we were going to control the game to make sure that Duke wasn't going to get 85 points.
Shai, last year at Duke, you had 31 three-pointers the entire season, and after today, now you have 35 already and 20 less attempts. You're up almost 10% on your three ball. What's it like being a Cane in terms of preparation, focus mentally, on and off the court, as it was for when you were at Duke?
Shooters are going to shoot, and I think I've been putting a lot of time and effort into my three ball, and I just think that that's just my game, just coming off a ball, screens, making a read, and letting it fly. So shooters are going to shoot, and I just have the confidence to always let it fly.
What about off the court now in Miami instead of?
Off the court, it's nice out here, but it's just I don't really do much anyways. I like it out here though. It's very nice for the mental and stuff like that, but I don't really do much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Those are great stats, though. That's incredible. Wow.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Is that it? Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you.
We only had 12 fast break points. That doesn't seem right, does it? God, we had 2 threes in the second half. That game